Dear viewers, welcome to another episode of Enforce Tac TV, live from Enforce Tac 2022 here at Nuremberg. With me today is Trey from Magpul. Trey, thank you so much. I was so excited when I heard that you guys were coming onto the show.
I'm excited to be back here with you.
Before we get into your products and your company, please, how does it feel to be back at Enforce Tac?
Oh, I love Europe. I love Germany. It's one of my favorite places, Bavaria. It's just a wonderful place to be. It's kind of cool to be back to normal a little bit too.
Yes, true, I second this. Trey, for those really few people, if any, who do not know your company, please, what is Magpul all about?
Magpul is the gold standard of weapon accessories. It is the gold standard of magazines, and we're larger than any other weapons accessories company in the space.
You are the benchmark when it comes to magazines.
Thanks, sir. We appreciate it.
What is it that you guys are running at Enforce Tac 2022? What products are we going to talk about today?
Oh, we have a plethora. It's going to be fun. So I have the gold standard of magazines. This is our Gen M3 Mag 556. We sell millions of these a year.
Yes, sir.
It has a national stocking number, has a NATO stocking number. It's run by all American armed forces. It's run by most of the NATO armed forces, and it is the standard around the world. Roughly over 30,000 rounds in U.S. government testing and independent testing, over 30,000 rounds between magazine credited stoppage.
So basically you shoot out your barrel before you shoot out the magazine.
I don't have enough money personally to shoot this magazine. Funny story about this, I gave it to one of our government agencies. He painted it red with a number 1 on the side, and he kept the round count on it. So, as he was keeping the round count, he finally called me about 6 months later and said, "You said I couldn't get your magazine to stop." And I said, "You can't." And he goes, "I did." I said, "How many rounds?" He said, 20,540. And I said, "Okay, what happened? Did you break a feed lip? Did you break, what happened?" He goes, "Well, I didn't clean it. It got dirty. I was running it suppressed." And I said, "You didn't clean the magazine for close to 25,000 rounds? He goes, "Yes." I said, "Send it to me. I would like to have it tested." He goes, "No, I dunked it in the solvent tank, cleaned it up. It's running perfectly. I know it's a good one. I don't ever want to give this one back."
I'm sure it's no exaggeration when I say that any competitor, any magazine that I've encountered during my time as a shooter has always to measure itself up to the benchmark of Magpul.
Thanks, sir.
This magazine is not the only thing we are going to talk about today.
No, we have all kinds of cool stuff. We have our LRSR magazine for our 308 at 25 rounds, wind in the side. This one's well used. You can see rounds all the way down to 0 here. On top of that, in 556 we have our D60. Nothing says I love you like 60 rounds of 556.
I second this, sir.
A lot of our special forces are using this as their first round in the magazine, or their first magazine in their gun.
Please explain why.
Well, because you can usually run an entire objective with 60 rounds. As you're clearing houses, as you're clearing an objective, if you go empty and don't, and you actually go to emergency reload, when you drop this in your dump pouch and you go to your first stick magazine, it's time to start thinking about how to get out of this situation.
Obviously,
when you've shot 60 rounds on your own.
Obviously, you're doing something wrong. The situation is not going to resolve it like this.
Yes, and or it's a very hot firefight where you should be looking for indirect fire or some close air support or something like that.
It's a 223 556 drum magazine, and then you actually brought a drum magazine in 308, which is actually the first time I must say I've encountered a drum magazine of this caliber as well.
Yes. Beautiful part about this one, I said, nothing says I love you like 60 rounds of 556. Only says more is 50 rounds of 762. A lot of our DMR guys like it. They get down in the scope. They don't have to come out of the scope with their different holdovers with the Christmas tree in their scopes. Pretty easy to load, super tough. We get about 15,000 rounds between magazine-related stoppages, which is more than double than anybody else's stick magazines. So I mean, there's nothing to love about little brother, or there's nothing to hate about little brother or big brother.
Well, the heritage of your company, or the origin rather, is with magazines and Magpul, of course. This is not, by far not, the only stuff you offer throughout the time. We also talking about slings, for example, today.
Yes. We have wonderful slings. We have the MS4 QD. It can be a 2-point, with a slide that retains up to about 350 pounds to make it slide so you won't do it.
Rugged.
Braking tensile strength. It can go from 2-point to single point with the QD right here. So as you're working through houses in close quarter battle.
Because I have to pie corners, I maybe have to change my shooting position.
Exactly.
Left corner, right corner.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So we have that. Also, we put together, if you want your weapon's a little heavier, you want a pad, we've taken the padded sling and threaded it into a Type 4 QD, so it gives you extra cushion as you're carrying a heavier weight.
Yes, sir. So, now we've talked about magazines, we've talked about slings, we talked about nothing says I love you like a drum magazine.
That's right.
But we're also talking about administrative stuff.
That's right. Our DACA pouch. YKK zippers. You don't want to dive with it, but if you and I are going to go forward a stream, it's in your backpack, you're not going to get wet. If you're out there in the rain, your ammo is going to stay clean, your papers are going to stay clean. Matter of fact, I'm looking for one of my pouches just like this right now. My friend's off looking for it. I set her down with my passport, so I mean, we'll figure that one out.
I already mentioned you're extremely calm in these situations. Trey, for those viewers who are interested in your products, and well, I'm not even going to say they don't know your company, you guys know where to look for. If you're interested in Magpul products, go online, see their awesome stuff they put on YouTube, on social, on their website. Trey, thank you very much for your time. Also, if you happen to like this video, please feel free to give us a like. If you have a question, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. And also, we'd be happy if you'd subscribe to this channel. Trey, thank you so much for your time again.
Good to be here. Thank you.